Hey, this is my review about the new harness from Flair called Proxy. I will also compare it with the other harness from Flair, the Contour, and with the Fusion from Level Wings. I want to point out that I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, so it will be 100% my honest thoughts and opinion. First impression. The Proxy makes a pretty solid and robust impact. The material is very stiff and rigid when unpacked, which makes it comfortable to fly and reactive to weight shift inputs, but pretty weird and uncomfortable when standing. At first look, the biggest change to any other speed flying harness currently available on the market is the integrated airbag. Finally, and I believe for the first time, we got a speed flying harness with a very low and aerodynamic airbag compared to the thick ones that were available until now. Quality of life features. The Proxy features two same size pockets on the right and left side, big enough to store a fast packing bag in it. What a lot of us may like is that it has an integrated fixation for a camera pole, so it won't wobble around during flight and possibly get into the lines of your wing, which happens with self-made pole attachments on a backpack. The Fusion has it too, and as far as I know, those two are the only harnesses currently available that feature it. The Proxy also got a backpack which is similar to the one from the Fusion, but a little bit smaller. How does it fly? I think nowadays there are a lot of great harnesses on the market and most of them are all super comfortable and nice to fly. So no harness will reinvent the wheel. You just need to find which one fits your needs better. It definitely felt good during flight. Compared to the other two harnesses, everything feels more compact and stiff while sitting in it, so it reacts a bit better to weight shift inputs. But all in all, I found it very similar to the Fusion. The biggest change in my opinion is the carabiner height. The carabiners are set much lower than in the other two harnesses. This is especially helpful for shorter people like me, as I can go fully hands up on a line with other harnesses if I grab the handles. What's adjustable? The Contour is not adjustable, beside that small loop that in practice won't do much. The Fusion and the Proxy on the other hand have both adjustable shoulder straps and sitting position. You can see the maximum upright position and lying position. The range looks pretty similar on both harnesses. The Proxy in addition has the same loop as the Contour, but this time it influences the carabiner distance in a noticeable way. This means that you can adjust the distance between the carabiners, which contributes to the stability of the harness. The Proxy comes in three sizes: small, medium and large. For instance, I'm 1.70 meters and wearing the size M. The Contour and the Fusion both come one size fits all, while there is an adjustable zipper on the Fusion for taller people, so the leg pad gets longer. For who is the Proxy designed? So this harness is definitely an eye-catcher for those who are looking for more safety in a harness with an airbag that doesn't interfere with proximity flying because of its thickness and has an aerodynamic shape, so less drag, which will not interfere much with your max glide. You can remove the airbag, but the material that's holding the airbag will be loose and hang down. The harness is definitely not designed for hike and fly, as the airbag is stiff and it creates a big package because of its volume. Here you see a size comparison between the Fusion from Level Wings, the Contour with the airbag included, and the Proxy both from Flair. All in all, the Proxy is a great harness for speed flying, especially for shorter people flying a power kite so they can reach the full range on the brakes. The integrated low thickness and aerodynamic airbag is well designed and currently the best available choice for pilots looking for more safety without all the downsides of a big and bulky airbag. However, there are a few things I personally don't like or that I would try to improve. The biggest problem I see in this harness is the way it fits when you wear it outside of the flying part. The material is very stiff and doesn't feel good while walking or standing. Even the material on the leg pad is very robust and hard, which is probably good for weight shift inputs and more durable for ass landings, but when standing or walking, it keeps stinging on the back side of my leg. When you need to take walks from car or landing to the cable car and to the takeoff again, it can get annoying and you definitely feel the difference to a harness that fits well onto your body. Of course, the bad fitting shape while standing is given by the airbag, which is stiff and all one part. Therefore, it can't bend itself. I'm not sure if there's a possible way to resolve this, but maybe removing a part of the airbag where it could normally bend and make a front and a back part would give it more freedom to get folded and adapt to the shape of the body without compromising safety much. The camera pole fixation is a great addition and for some pilots a reason to buy. But the way it's made is really not that ideal. It could be more friendly to be set up and larger or longer poles do not fit inside of it right now. First of all, it is set up in a way where it's more attached to your body and head. While running, the camera will constantly bump against the helmet. On our test flights, one time the camera stopped recording because of that constant bumps against the helmet, and one time the camera got bent due to it. It's likely to break the lens of your camera when it's directed towards the helmet. 3 people tried it and all had the same issue. You can't run well with it and it keeps bumping against your helmet even when you're just walking. Beside that, I think it has a few practical issues. The hole where you put the pole through is not thick enough for it to be done from the outside, so you need to go from the inside. But even then, if you have a GoPro adapter on it, there is no way to make it fit through the hole. And at the same time, detaching the adapter every time I want to put the stick in and out is annoying and could easily be changed just by making the hole a bit bigger. Another problem is the fixation for the pole, which is zero elastic. This brings 2 problems with it. Thicker and longer poles won't fit in. Even with my very thin pole, I struggled to put it in. It got stuck halfway down and I had to apply quite a big force to make it fit. So in summary, I would make the outside hole bigger and the fixation on the inside more elastic, like the Fusion from Level Wings did, to make every pole fit and not just the small ones. Another thing I would improve are the side pockets. They both have the same size and are made out of a thin neoprene material, which I believe is likely to break or get holes in it with the time. I would probably leave one pocket the way it is, with the elastic material for the fast packing bags, but one should get a more robust material like the one on the Fusion, with a fully closed zipper where I can put my wallet, smartphone and keys inside of it, without being afraid to lose them. Especially if you put your pointed keys inside of it, I'm sure it will sooner or later break. It just doesn't give me that reassurance to put my valuable items inside of it. The 2 pockets have a hole in it and are not fully closed. Still unlikely for something to fall out, but still not a choice that gives reassurance when you're rolling upside down in the sky with something smaller in your pockets. All in all, it's a super harness for speed flying and definitely a great innovation for the aerodynamic airbag. For the flying part, I personally found it very similar to the Fusion. It's very comfortable and reactive to weight shift inputs. Especially the low carabiner height was something that fitted my flying style well. So that was the end and my thoughts about the Proxy harness. If you're interested in a review about the line or a comparison between the most common speed wings, I will leave the links in the description. As always, have fun and fly safe.